Hi everyone, our journal page, and I'm starting today on a separate paper, and because I know I want to do a lot of stenciling, I'm working on black Bristol paper, and I want to stencil on it, and then when I'm finished with making the page, then I will adhere it into my art journal. But then if you want, you can do it in your art journal page, and if you don't have any black paper, you can just paint with black. I just wanted to skip that stage and use my black paper that I have. So I've got this stencil that I got in Happy Mail. The theme is Dia de los Muertos, and if you don't have anything like it and you still want to do something, then there are a lot of free printables out there, especially in website for coloring pages. So I'm going to start with just stenciling this skull with white gesso and makeup sponge. I'm dabbing the excess, and I'm just starting to stencil it on my page. I'm starting this page with my focal image, which is the skull. Sometimes you start a page with the background, and sometimes you are starting with your focal image, and that's what I'm doing today, because I want to build the background around my focal image. So as you can see, I'm just dabbing away with the gesso. Now you don't have to do it with gesso, but gesso is, I think it's more opaque than regular white acrylic paint, and it has a more chalky finish. So when I'm stenciling on black, I will prefer to use the gesso than acrylic white paint. Now if I didn't have the gesso, then I would have used white acrylic paint, and sometimes if it's not doesn't give you a good coverage, then you just need to do more layers on top of it. Even with the gesso, sometimes you need, it depends on how thick is your gesso. Sometimes you need more layers to get, if you want it to be completely white. As you can see, I'm dabbing in several places that I've already done if I think it needs more white. Really up to you, and I prefer now to do it more white, and if I want later on to give it a less flat look, then I will do some inking around or under to give it a little bit of shadow and depth. So we'll see. Right now I'm just adding enough so it will pop on my page, and here it is. So leaving it be right now, I want to start building my background, and I want a lot of stenciling all around. I want lots of flowers and birds and butterflies. So I picked a lot of stencils that I've got that I thought maybe I can work with on the background. It really doesn't matter, because as I said, this is a background and I don't want it to compete with my focal image. And so I've got all kinds here, and I'm gonna start now. I want my background, the stenciling in the background, to be in all kinds of turquoise basically. And let's see, I've got I took some paints. I've got some light mint, I've got some turquoise, I've got some I don't know what it says, oxide green. I even have some neon green, just so I can mix it up and do more shades in between the colors. But basically it really doesn't matter, use what you have and just play with it. So I'm starting with this hummingbird here, and let's see, let's put some of the paints here so I can play with it. I think it's almost finished. This light mint, I really like this color, so I'm using it a lot. And let's put some of the turquoise. I'm not sure about the oxide green that I took, but we'll see. I'll start with these colors and we'll see where it gets us. So I still have this makeup sponge with the white gesso. I'm not cleaning, I'm not changing it. I'm just going to dip into the mint and start stenciling. Like so. And I can dip into the turquoise a little bit and add and let them mix, just so it won't be completely flat. Now some I haven't dabbed it enough and I have some spillage here, but I don't care. I can, because it's on black, it's great because I can fix it once it's dry. I can go in with any kind of marker and fix it. Right now, as I said, I just want to build lots of details in the back in all kinds of shades of turquoise. So I'm just placing the next thing, starting with the mint. Let's take a little bit of the neon green, just so it won't be all the same color. As you can see, I'm just changing in between. And I think I will take a little bit of the oxide green, so again I will have more to play with. Something is making a noise here and it's making me crazy. Okay. So let's peel it. This has some adhesive in the back and here it is. So I'm just going to continue with this, just going over and filling the whole background with this stenciling. I want a lot of as I said, flowers, butterflies, whatever, to be in the back, and I want to repeat each of the elements that I use, so it will be more cohesive, at least 3 times on my page, and then your eye just gets the pattern. I don't have any other way to explain how it works. So I'm just putting it here. I will make sure that I will have at least 2 hummingbirds and also the same of this stencil. So as you can see, I'm just playing with the colors and I'm not very careful, so I have some spillage, but I'm just going on and putting more and more elements on my page. I want the black to be less and less on my page. I want a lot of elements here. So I'm going to continue doing this. It's going to take me quite some time, and when I'm finished I'll be back. I'm back. So finished going all over and filling my background with flowers, butterflies, hummingbirds, whatever. And as I told you before, what's great about working on black, that if I have something that I don't like, now I can fix it. I'm just taking a permanent black marker and I just can fix. I can, here that I had spillage and under the stencil, I can now go in and make the lines more crisp. And if I don't like something, I can make it disappear. If I didn't like this, I can just go and it's vanishing. I don't like this, I'm going in and that's it, not on my page. So basically I can go and fix whatever didn't turn out right, or make the lines more crisp, like so. And it doesn't have to be a permanent marker. If you are comfortable more using black acrylic paint, you can do that. Whatever is more comfortable to use and that you have. Just going and fixing areas that I feel need fixing, like so. Doesn't really matter because it is the background. There are going to be more elements here, but in some places I do like to do some fixing. So that's the background, and I'm going back to do some shading here on the skull. Where did I put the stencil? I think I'll just put it here. Not sure if I need it, but I'll put it here. And I want some shading to give it a less flat look. So I'm taking some ink pad, this archival ink, and a brush. And I want to go over the outside, and I'm going to be, at least at the beginning, gentle about it, and we'll see as I go if I need more. If it doesn't work or doesn't look good, I can always go in back again with the gesso and cover it up. We'll see. Okay, I like it. I think I need just a little bit more here on, like this, underneath, a little bit more shading. I'm also planning on putting a lot more elements here, so I don't know how much of it will show, but it already gave a lot more believable look to this. And I think I'm going to fix here something here, like that. Yeah. Okay, so I really wanted a lot of, I've looked at a lot of photos and things from that are representing or from Dia de los Muertos, and a lot of orange butterflies and flowers are going in. So what I've done is go over all my stashes and try to pick all kinds of stuff. So I cut it from some scrapbook paper I had, and these butterflies also. This is from some paper I had, and I had some butterfly die cuts, these ones, but I flipped them over and just colored them with orange color, and I still haven't felt like it's enough to play with, so I took stamps and stamped them on an orange background, some scrapbook paper I had, and it still wasn't enough. These are stamps, and so I went in with highlighters, and that's what I have here. So I've got all kinds of stuff to play with, and I've also got these two, again, just some elements I've cut from scrapbook paper, and I will show it to you. I thought it would be in theme with the rest of the stuff. This is the scrapbook paper, and I just cut all kinds of elements out of. Here are the flowers that I've cut, here is the butterfly. So basically I just used what I had, and the stamping went on some more, another scrapbook paper on this, and as I said, where it wasn't enough, I just added some more color with, if it's felt pens like here, permanent markers, again, whatever you have, use it. So what I want to do is now play with all this. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these large elements that I've fussy cut from the scrapbook paper, but if I do, they will go here. Let's move some of the pieces, and I hoped this will look like a orange and yellow marigolds, like in the photos I've seen of things from Días de los Muertos. So we'll see. I hope I'm doing some justice to this, and I'm just going to play with the elements. Now I have a lot of things going on in the background, and it's good, but I want to balance it. I want a lot of this flowers and orange in the foreground, but I don't want to completely lose my background that I've worked hard on it. So it's playing with the things you have and still trying to keep the background, so nothing will disappear or lose when you're doing it. So I'm just, as I said, going to play with the elements. Not sure yet what is going on. Like, I'm putting these two flowers, and now my hummingbirds is getting lost, and I really like it here. So maybe if I will put a smaller flower, then I can still have my hummingbird, like so, maybe. So it's, as I said, playing with the elements, and this is a large butterfly, and so it will cover a lot of the background. So again, it's a balance between the two. And let's see how the die cuts are working. I'm not sure I will use them. Don't know if they will work on this page. So I'm just putting them down and seeing if it works. Not sure about them, moving them aside, and let's see. I want more butterflies. So again, I've got the hummingbird, another hummingbird here, and yeah, so it's still here but not completely covered, so it's good. And I want, if I have one element like this, I want it again to repeat at least in 3 other places on my page. It looks better that way. At least I think so. So again, just spreading and until I feel there is the page will be more cohesive. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm going to keep at it and playing with all these elements, trying to make something that will work, and I'll be back. I'm back and I'm finished. I kept adding and changing places until I was satisfied. It took some time, but this is it. I love it. I'm leaving it be. Now I was supposed to adhere it to my art journal, but now I'm really thinking about framing it. Haven't decided yet, but I'm leaving it be right now. So this is it. I just want to remind you, you don't need to have the stencil I used. It doesn't even have to be this theme for the page. You can work on black and have fun with it and create a background like I did. And again, if you don't have the stencils, then use stamps. You don't have stamps, there is always free printables out there that you can use and cut and just do your thing and have fun with it. So thank you for watching and thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.